Hi everybody, Aaron Jones here. I am in my kitchen and so are you. So behind the camera I've got Lou. She's going to help me out today. Hello Lou. And we're going to make some flatbreads. So you're going to need some flour, just plain all-purpose flour. You're going to need some baking powder, natural yogurt. Salt makes everything taste better. And these little fellas in here are Nigella seeds. You could add anything else in there. You could put some chili flakes in or some sesame seeds or whatever, or just leave it entirely plain. That's entirely up to you. Let's put some flour in. How much flour? This is a cup measurement, so I'm going to guess probably, I don't know, it depends on how many flatbreads you want to make. They go quite thin actually, so it's quite good. So I'd say best part of about 2 cups of flour. Should we say 2? Let's call it 2. 2 cups of flour, and we want to add about a teaspoon-ish of baking powder. Something like that. Look, I'm going to add that much more. Will that make any difference to what I've just done? No. In that as well, we want to put a good pinch of salt. So just take a good pinch of salt. A few pinches of these things, but I may as well bung them all in because they're all in there, aren't they? When you eat it, you kind of go, there's a flavour in this. I'm not sure what it is. Well, it's Nigella seeds. That's what it is. I'm going to go with 3 sort of dessert spoons, I suppose. And see how it goes, because this is now all down to feel and what you think is right, because you want a dough that's going to be not too wet, but you also don't want it too dry as well. But I'll show you what I mean. You can see that it's kind of coming together, but there's still quite a lot of flour knocking about, so I'm going to add another spoon. Let's add another spoon. In fact, I'm going to add 2 more. Look at that. Whoa. Heck with it. Let's have more yogurt. You could use water if you wanted to, if you don't want to put yogurt in there, or you can't put yogurt in for any reason. The yogurt gives it like a nice sort of tangy sort of flavour to it, which is actually really quite nice. Just sort of like what they call a shaggy dough. Oh, and it's about there really, because I think if we roll that out, stick your hands in and bring it together, and it will come together. It just feels like it's almost like scone mix or scone mix, whichever part of the world you're from. And you just keep bringing it in. You don't want to knead it too much, because you want your bread to be nice and flaky. Well, not flaky, but sort of soft and light. What you want to do is cut it into, I would say out of that, I'd get 4 flatbreads, I think. So you want to try and get it so it's even, straight down the middle, off to one side, and I think that one's going to be about there-ish. I know that one looks a bit odd, but by the time you squash it down, it's going to be about the same. Now what you want to do is turn them into balls. Is if you stick the bit that you've just cut down on the table, because it's a little bit sticky, and if you bung that down there, turn your hand into the claw like that, and stick it over the top, press your palm down a bit, and it sticks to the palm and also the board. As you start moving it around, it'll turn into a ball, and if you go back to being the claw again, it turns into a perfect, lovely sort of bread roll size. You can do it with both hands. Ambidextrous ball rolling. Let them stand for sort of like 5-10 minutes whilst you get all your toppings sorted out on what you want to put on top, or just let them do their thing, and then we'll give them a roll and we'll cook them. Grab a pan that's big enough to put your flatbread once it's rolled out in. There's no good using like a tiny pan, and stick it on the cooker and get it nice and warm so you're ready to go. 10 minutes has passed, and as you can see, these have done absolutely nothing. It's just about letting that gluten and flour kind of mix relax a little bit really. It just makes them easier to roll out. So grab some flour and stick it out on there, and just pop one of your dough balls in the middle. You want them kind of as thin as you dare go, when you know you've got to pick them back up again and stick them into the pan, which is hot. So don't go too thin so they rip, just thick enough. So that's why I quite like having the Nigella seeds in there, because once you get to that point where the Nigella seeds almost feel like they're gonna crack when you're rolling it, that's about the thickness you want really. So it's not too thick, not too thin. Now the key to this is having quite a hot pan at the beginning, and then you kind of turn it down a little bit, because you want that outside to char, almost like as if it was in like a tandoori oven or something like that, but you also want to cook the inside of it, so you don't want it to go black too hard on the outside. So stick a little bit of oil in the pan. There's quite a bit of oil in there because we did it twice for the camera, but you wouldn't put that much in there. You only want like a little bit on the bottom of it. But as you can see now, you'll be able to see that there's like bubbles and stuff, and you'll see it start to puff up. So I'm going to turn this pan down a little bit so it's now kind of a medium high heat really. If you start seeing it sort of like getting too black, dark and burnt, turn it down. It's the lovely part about cooking is experiment, do it. Just have a go. It doesn't matter if it burns, throw it in the bin, put another one in, it doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. Isn't that looking good? I think that's about good. I'm gonna flip that over. 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to cook on each side. So whilst that one's in there and cooking, I'm gonna start rolling out the next one. And now that you've got a stack of probably 150 of them in the kitchen, it's like, come on, Jonesy, what on earth can I do with these things? Stick some tomatoes, stick some cheese, stick some ham, stick some other bits and bobs on there, and you've got yourself a lovely tasty pizza if you stick them under the grill. Quesadilla, oh man. Put cheese on top of one and pop them back in the pan. Some ham, some tomato, some herbs and things like that, and stick another one on top and then let that cheese melt. And then chop it up into like pizza wedge slice. Oh, this is going to be good. How about burritos? Stick some pulled pork in there or something like that. Stick some rice and some beans and some other bits and bobs. Stick whatever you like in them. Roll them up. Fold them up. Yeah. Stick two together. Even better. Look at that. There's loads of things you can do with them. Lots of options. Flatbreads. I'll tell you what, why don't you tell me what you did with yours? Leave a comment below, even send me a picture. You know how to get hold of me. There's plenty of links in social media. So until next Tuesday, see what I did there? Absolutely. I'll see you next time. Take it easy.